Okay, so you've got a block sink. First things we would recommend is probably see if you've got a plunger hanging around the property. Maybe a friend, family member has got something that they could get you to use. They're quite inexpensive. It's something that's well worth trying. Something pretty similar to this would be quite ideal and would hopefully clear the blockage for you before you actually go to the expense of getting a plumber. Okay, so we've got our block sink. What I would recommend at first is probably getting as much water out as possible. So maybe ladling some water into a bucket or a bowl, getting it to a certain level. Plunger, making sure we get an airtight seal just to cover over it. What we need to make sure is that the water doesn't come out of the overflow. The overflow there is designed to be within your sink. If at any time your water is blocked like this, it would then run back into your trap. So it is combined, so any time that you're going to use your plunger, it is going to come back out of there. So what we need to do is make sure that your overflow is covered, and we would then gently push down, hopefully clearing any blockage and preventing the water coming back up through the overflow. Once you've used the plunger, I would probably recommend doing it over a 5-minute period, just gently pushing down on it, making sure that the water's going down. You'll hear a slight gurgle of the water trying to get down. What you've got to be careful of is that you're not just pushing it further and further down the pipe. What will happen is, once you've got to that stage, you'll then hear a big gurgle, the water should go, and hopefully your sink will be clear. What you need to do then is probably just get maybe a kettle, boiling hot water, fill the sink up, washing up liquid, and then just empty the sink. That should then keep the waste pipe clean, and hopefully then should prevent you from getting any more blockages. Okay, we cleared your blockage. Now we need to look obviously what's the cause of it. Things to avoid: pouring hot fat down your sink, tea leaves, pasta, things like spaghetti and rice. They would be the things that would cause the blockages. If you can avoid pouring them down your sink, it'd be brilliant, because that would then mean that you're not going to get into this situation again. Sometimes there is going to be a build-up of grease that will cause a blockage. There's not a lot you can do about that, but we can minimise the chances of it being blocked up. Okay, so the process for unblocking a sink can be used on a bath, on a wash-hand basin. What we wouldn't recommend using it on is a walk-in shower. Most walk-in showers tend to have a pump which will pump the water away. We'd recommend then obviously calling a plumber first off. Obviously, if the plunger doesn't work, what we would recommend is then obviously trying to get a plumber out. If you are a trust tenant, we would recommend you